my friend. This is Jae-hoon again. It's long time no see. It's a week 14 Sunday of year 2022. Time flies, and it's been a while that I posted some contents on my YouTube video, and it's good to be back with you. Right now, I am at a place called a Simmons grocery store's Mom Studio. It's on the second floor of the Simmons grocery store. This is quite a specific or special place for me because this is my parents' home or my young home when I used to live here from grade 2, which is about 10-year-old. And ever since when I gave birth, my second daughter, my second kid, when I was giving her a birth on 2002, where the Korea-Japan World Cup tournament was staged back in that years. And I lived there for about 30 years, right in this home. And since my dad passed away last year, I lucky enough to find a subleaser, the bedding company called a Simmons. It's a popular bedding company globally renowned, and they would like to renovate this place for their own brand showcasing without their own products. So even though they are the bedding company, they don't showcase their product at all. It's genuinely for their consumers and visitors, and it's very interesting. It's a 2-level building, and underneath there is the place called Simmons grocery store, where it used to be my dad's how should I say, car park place, and the garage, what you call. And the Simmons company has come in and had a sublet contract with us for their pop-up showcasing for 2 years until the year after next year. So I'm really interested to see how this originally the home place can transform into the commercial place for some different purposes of the uses. So over this the second floor of the Simmons grocery store, there's the Monk Studio. It means that you do nothing, you think nothing, and you just having fun or meditation, or just keep listening to your music or listening to their own brand messages, which is also in line with the comfortness of their bedding products that gives them a 100% comfortness and the good night sleeping is being guaranteed. They are offering the service of the good sleep is the best part of their life, of the consumer's life. So they are messaging the thinking nothing, doing nothing, and 100% comfortness is a value of any lives. So I think it's a good idea of the company. Yep, you are seeing the room where as my honeymoon place when I married my wife, and while I was leaving 2 kids, I used to live the place right situated in this area, and there was a place, a position where my son and daughter, both of them, used to be sleep on their baby cradles, and they all take down these room walls and make it into a complete how should I say, the hallway, so that they can be looking like a some kind of studio, and there is a, how should I say, you know, some explanations of the place for the consumers and fans of the Simmons bedding companies. Yep. So oddly satisfying. Oddly satisfying means, I think in Korean, it's mom. So do nothing, think nothing, and just take a rest, do whatever you want, and just take as much as you want, and that's all it's life about. So, yep. So you are seeing the area that what it used to be the garden, and they transitioned this garden area into some kind of basketball court. So on the ground floor there is a very popular the homemade or handmade burger place called Burger Shop. And while they are waiting for the seat to be seated in the burger shop, they can play basketball, listen to the music, or do nothing, or take rest about this area in the 안녕하세요. Hmong studio, and wait for until they are seated. And yes, there's a part of the garden still remains, and there are trees, the 2 trees that my recent father used to be, seeding it, and will take care of it, and they decided to keep them as a part of this commercial places. And it's good to see the trees my father used to see still alive and still growing, as the legacy of my past dad. So, yep, this is the second place of the studio. And let me just go down briefly, introduce the ground level. And yep, as I mentioned, there's a burger place. The crews are having meetings for today's business. So I think they can discussion about the business operations of today, which is Sunday, which is probably the busiest day of a week. So yep, even though we have remaining time for the daily opening, there are already consumers coming in for the tasty burgers for their Sunday lunch. Yep. Nice place. This place is motifed out of one of those common, how should I say, quick bite burger shop area, places in Manhattan. The owner of this place, Mr. Kim, mentioned that every small props and accessories were brought from or purchased from the New York City. They all bring in the furnitures and the paper towel cases, or even these small containers for the ingredients. They all every tiny little things are all brought from New York City, and he made the burger place in Seoul, Korea, looking just like they are being in or dining in one of those Manhattan quick bite area. There are a few photos that they have benchmarked restaurant in New York City. So, yep, crews are getting ready to receive the Sunday guests. Yep. And there's one more last place that I would like to keep you introduced, and I'm going into what it used to be my father's car park and garage in the basement, but it's on the ground level, even though it's in the ground, the basement place for the house standpoint. 안녕하세요. Hello. Yep. Again, this is the very hot place these days. Young, consumers and spectators are coming in, like waiting for to be queued into this small, grocery stores. All those foodstuffs, or pizzas, or burgers, or food materials. They look just like products from the one of those common groceries, but this is not the food stuff. It's all branded products or branded accessories or small items that you can take away for your time. So yep. See, this is looks just looking like a typical grocery stores where they sell nothing foodstuffs or groceries. It's really unique place. We have some what do you call rubber apron for $15. Yep. Yep. This is there. We have 4-wheel roller skaters. Yep. On sale again. It's fun place for the people. Yep. So what it used to be a common household home transitioned very nicely into one of those commercial idea plays or brand showcasings or the brand experience space. It's really interesting to see how they communicate with their fans and consumers. Normally the bedding companies they start getting their consumers after their marriage years, but this bedding company, the Simmons, would like to keep some earlier engagement when the customers are younger than rather than waiting until they are getting married. So they would like to start some ideation with how they nicely engage earlier with earlier generations for the beddings. And beddings are boring, but for the youngers, but they come up with non-bedding products and they feed out all these idea places so that the younger generations getting fascinated to their brands and support their ideas of doing nothing and think nothing and take relax and kick back is the good part of your healthiness and happiness of your life. That's the brand message that the world leading bedding company, the Simmons, like to pitch to their younger generations, consumers and fan bases. So yep, thus far was a brief introduction to my old home or my parents' home, which is being subletted to one of those global bedding companies named Simmons, and how the traditional home transitioned into a nice commercial brand area. So thus far was a quick update that I'm okay, doing okay. Hopefully you guys are all doing okay. And life is what, as I mentioned, it's sometimes you need to do nothing, think nothing, and kick back and relax 100% is a good part of your healthy and happy lives. That was all I wanted to tell you today. Okay, so I would like to try to come up with some more interesting or shareable ideas with you, and until that time, and you have a nice Sunday. If you go to church, if you go to temple, whatever you do, religious things on Sunday, do it, and let's keep in touch for more interesting stuff to share. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.